I stared at the letter in my trembling hands, my stomach twisting so hard I thought I might throw up. My inheritance, the money my mom and grandparents worked their whole lives to leave me, was gone. Not stolen by some stranger, but signed away by my own father, Dale Whitman, to his shiny new family. The words on the paper blurred as tears burned my eyes. I'd been patient when he remarried. I'd stayed quiet when his wife, Lydia, treated me like an intruder. But this was more than betrayal. This was erasing me. I dropped the papers on the table and swore under my breath.
No.
He doesn't get to take everything from me. Not anymore. That was the moment I stopped crying and started planning. What would you do if your own father gave away your inheritance to his new wife and her kids? Tell me in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more real-life stories like mine. Before all this, my life was simple. I worked part-time at a local coffee shop, saved every spare dollar, and dreamed of opening my own bakery one day. My mom passed away when I was 17, and my grandparents soon after. They left me a small inheritance, not millions, but enough to build a future. My dad, Dale Whitman, was never the warm, affectionate type, but after Mom died, we grew closer. Or, at least, I thought we did. Then 2 years ago, he met Lydia, a woman with a sweet smile and 2 teenage sons, Hunter and Mason. At first, I tried to be happy for him, but slowly things changed. Family dinners became about them, not me. Lydia made snide comments about how young people should earn their own way, and Dad stopped asking about my plans. Then, one Friday afternoon, I got a call from the lawyer's office. I assumed it was routine paperwork about my inheritance. Instead, the lawyer gently handed me documents showing my trust fund had been liquidated and transferred to a joint account under Dad and Lydia's names. My ears rang. I barely heard him explain the legality of it all. That Dad, as the executor, had the power to do this. I walked out of that office feeling like someone had ripped the floor from under me. I locked myself in my apartment that night and cried until my throat ached. It wasn't just about the money, it was about what it meant. My dad had chosen Lydia and her kids over me. He had taken the last piece of security my mom left me and handed it to people who barely knew me.
For days, I didn't eat much.
I'd sit on the floor, staring at my mom's photo, whispering, "I'm sorry, Mom. I failed you." I replayed childhood memories of Dad teaching me how to ride a bike, cheering at my school play, holding my hand at Mom's funeral. Those memories felt like lies now. When I finally worked up the courage to confront him, I drove to his house. Lydia opened the door, wearing that smug smile she always had. "Oh, hi, sweetheart," she said, like she owned the place. Dad came into the hallway, looking uncomfortable but firm. "You need to understand," he said. "Lydia and the boys are my family now. They need a future too. You're an adult. You'll be fine." Fine? He had just taken away my future and expected me to smile about it. My hands shook, my chest felt tight, but I held back my tears until I got back to my car. Then I screamed so loudly my throat burned. That night, something inside me shifted. The grief didn't go away, but it hardened into something sharper. Anger, focus, resolve. If my dad thought I'd quietly disappear, he was wrong. If Lydia thought she'd won, she was about to find out how wrong she was. For the first time since reading those papers, I felt a spark of power return to me. The next morning, I woke up with swollen eyes, but a clear head. I pulled out every document I had, my mom's will, bank statements, even old emails. I made copies of everything and started a folder I labeled proof. I wasn't just going to sit back and let them enjoy what was mine. I started calling attorneys, accountants, anyone who could tell me what my options were. Each call lit a new fire inside me. Even if the law said Dad had the right to do what he did, there were other ways to make things right. I kept my head down, acted polite around Dad and Lydia when I had to see them, even smiled at Hunter and Mason. But behind closed doors, I was making moves, quiet, careful moves that none of them saw coming. Every night, I'd sit at my kitchen table, stare at my growing stack of evidence, and whisper, "This isn't over." Not by a long shot. 3 months later, everything was ready. I had met with a brilliant attorney who found a loophole in the trust's original terms. My mother's will clearly stated the funds were to be used solely for the benefit of her daughter. That phrase gave us leverage to challenge the transfer in probate court. The day of the hearing, I walked into the courtroom wearing my best suit, my hair pulled back, my heart pounding like a drum. Dad and Lydia were already there, Lydia smirking like she'd already won. But as my attorney presented the evidence, the will, the timeline, the financial transfers, that smirk faded. Dale's face went pale. When the judge finally ruled in my favor, ordering the entire inheritance returned to me with penalties and fees, Lydia's jaw dropped so hard I almost laughed. I didn't though. I just stood there, calm and composed, while my dad tried to approach me afterward. "Sweetheart," he started. I stepped back.
No.
"You made your choice. I'm just making mine." Then I turned and walked out of that courtroom without looking back. Outside, the sun felt warm on my face. I wasn't just getting my inheritance back, I was getting my dignity back. Sitting in my car after the hearing, I let out a shaky laugh, half relief, half exhaustion. I had spent months living with anger burning in my chest, and now it was like someone finally opened a window and let fresh air in. I didn't feel triumphant in the way I thought I would. My father's face, pale and ashamed, haunted me for days afterward. A part of me wished it hadn't come to this, that he had chosen me before I had to fight him. But another part of me, the stronger part, felt proud. Proud that I hadn't let them erase me. Proud that I had taken back control of my future. I realized something sitting there. Revenge wasn't really about hurting them. It was about standing up for myself. It was about proving that I was worth fighting for, even if my own father didn't think so. For the first time in months, I slept peacefully that night. Not because everything was perfect, but because I finally felt like my life was mine again. With the inheritance back in my name, I made a decision. No more waiting for permission to live my life. I took a portion of the money and enrolled in a business program I had always dreamed of. The rest went toward finally opening my own small bakery, the one I used to talk about with Mom when I was a kid. The first morning I unlocked the bakery's front door, the smell of fresh bread filling the air. I felt her with me. I imagined her smile, her voice saying, "You did it, sweetheart." As for Dad, we haven't spoken since the court case. Part of me hopes he's doing some soul-searching. Part of me doesn't care. Lydia tried texting me once, but I blocked her number without hesitation. I no longer spend nights crying or wondering why he didn't choose me. I've built something that's mine, something no one can take away again. Every cupcake I frost, every loaf I pull from the oven, feels like a piece of my healing. I didn't just win in court, I won in life. I'm not the same girl who walked out of that lawyer's office months ago, broken and shaking. I'm stronger now, independent, whole. Sometimes revenge isn't about tearing someone else down, it's about rebuilding yourself. Taking back my inheritance wasn't just about the money. It was about proving that I wouldn't be erased, not by Lydia, not by my dad, not by anyone. I'm proud of the woman I've become. Stronger, wiser, and unshakable. What about you? If someone you loved betrayed you like this, would you fight back the way I did? Or would you walk away and start over somewhere new? Tell me in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more true stories like mine.